Well, hello, everybody. We are live, and hello, our beautiful Nick. How are you?
Hi, Marie. Hello, everybody. I'm very well, thank you. We've just been catching up. Obviously, you guys don't get to hear. We just do a quick chat before the show, because you can't just start out cold. And it's always really interesting because I love it because you touch base with someone else who's in your soul family to see how they're traveling, and it's interesting because it stimulates things for me. Like if I hear Marie, you talking about things, I go, that makes a lot more sense for me now because we're all connected. So yeah, I'm always interested to see what pans out in the chats.
Totally. And it is, I love the synchronicity, how people seem to be going through a similar experience, even if it's done from a different perspective. So, and it was interesting today because it's, have you ever asked for help before sleep and have had results from these interactions? So I've been asking for help the last 2 nights before I've gone to sleep. I didn't know what I needed help with. Well, I had a lot going on, but I didn't know what the perspective was I needed help from. So it was interesting last night with what happened. But and Jazzy's saying he wants to say hello to everybody. So Jasper's here and he's saying hi. So
and hi, Marie as well.
Yeah, Marie's on. Hey, beautiful. So so today I think if people have had stuff going on, have you actually asked for help? Because I sort of thought, well, my brain could go, I need help with this or this, but I just went, I'm just going to leave this so open because I don't know what's going on a subconscious level, obviously, and I don't know what's really going on in the collective for everyone else. So I'm going to ask for help. So it was really interesting. So yeah, so Nick, so tell me what's been going on for you.
I've actually been going into a bit of a hermit mode this week, and it doesn't mean I have left the house and I have been social. We had a beautiful night last night down at the river. We sometimes gather there at 5 o'clock for around that time for sunset, and it's just so lovely. It's just calm. Everyone pulls their car up right on the edge of the riverbank. It's very quiet and peaceful, and I just feel that's exactly what I've needed. Grounding. Yes. A lot of grounding, a lot of time in the garden. Yesterday, I needed to clean the pool. There's some grout that dribbled down the edge, and I've left it. And I thought, I'll do that one day. I don't know how. And then I thought I was just a scraper and a net underneath. And I thought, you know what? This has become this is the longest meditation. I was sitting in that water, just not thinking about anything while I was doing such a menial job. And I just thought that's exactly what I needed to do. Because remember, we're here to ground in everything.
That's
it. And I have a tendency to want to sort of be off somewhere else, but I have to pull myself down. And when I do, I think, I'm really enjoying this. It's, just cutting away all the other stuff and the other nonsense. But yes, we definitely have been, I think as a collective, been watching a lot of stuff. And as I read something that I really loved, which was no one ever mentioned how much fun the downfall of an empire can be.
Yes. And are you referring to what's going on at the moment with everything? Absolutely. And just watching it, just observing and going, wow, look at that. And the beautiful thing is at some level we know it's already happened and this is now just the public showing of it, because there's no way things that have happened could happen in a day like they have.
No
way at all.
And I don't even bother explaining it to anybody anymore. I don't need to. I'm just sitting there having a good old giggle like, oh, that's really funny. Like, oh my God, that is so clever. Like, I think some of that comedy is there for us, definitely, to enjoy it. But which is what we've been talking about today, which is the whole thing about it being a show, it being whatever word you use.
It is. And all of life is like that. And it was so beautiful. I was speaking with my gorgeous friend from New Zealand he's got a 4-month-old, and she was feeding him like as we were talking, and you could just see him like, going back into that beautiful spirit world as he was being fed. And she said, oh, I'm so wanting to be more connected spiritually. And I said, well, little bubbas, they're so connected because their fontanelles, their skull bones haven't closed. They're just so connected to their oversoul and to source still. Their eyes will go to places and they're seeing things in the other realm. So they're still finding their way into their physical body. And that's why they're so intrigued when they find fingers or when they hear a sound and it's like, what is this? we've done all that. So we've got to remember the joy of being in our physicality. Like you were saying, Nick, those menial tasks, but they're such beautiful in the moment present meditations in their own right. Yeah. She just was so beautiful actually talking with her on video, because I was remembering, I went, oh, that's right. We come in as spirit to experience this here physically. So it's bringing it in and just bringing in more and more source and connecting it into our gorgeous matrix and our grid lines. So it's our light body that we are bringing more and more in of. So yeah, it was just such a beautiful reminder.
Yeah, so, sure is. Sure is.
Yeah. So hi, Christina. Lovely to see you. Hello to William. Oh, so yeah. So and Christina's just said, yeah, she's noticed it with William so many times. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. I think babies are our most amazing gift to remind us of who we truly are. You know, this is a gift. Being physical is such a gift, because otherwise we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, and that could probably get boring. So
we've just have to retrain ourselves to look at it a different way. That's all it is, because it's all a bit warped. It's all a bit sort of went sideways, and now it's a case of just embracing it all. Puppies and little animals and kittens do that as well. They have that same ability, to tune out and be somewhere else, and then they get really excited because they see their tail.
Absolutely. And, I feel as humans, I know for me, I have so much love and compassion for animals, even more than humans sometimes. And I think that's the perfect.
Might have frozen, or it could be me.
Oh, hang on. Can you see that?
Okay. I worked at being open, asked to understand and dream, or saw myself there. Think light body, outside blue body, outline. Blue spread out from my head to all around me. Warm, loving connection.
Oh, how beautiful. Wow. Gosh. So Marie, what did you get from that? And so I want to know what your interpretation or feeling was, or what your inner knowing was around this experience that you had. It's absolutely beautiful. And I feel we are more and more connecting into our light body. And so to do it in the dream state like this is amazing. So yeah, I'd love to know what your thoughts were on it. So because it's interesting, because for me, when people talk about the blue body, like a body blue outline, what I understand is our blue body is actually where we create from. This is our blue body template. So yeah, so I'd love to know what you thought. Nick, have you got any little insights with that one?
Well, obviously the colour stands out more than anything in what blue represents. And blue is also part of our communication. And sometimes I think it's because we're listening to our oversoul more that's coming in. We're starting to communicate with the part, we brought the bit here with us, but the rest of it's sitting somewhere else, and we need to bring it in. So maybe that's where you were surrounded by all of that. Yeah, Marie has said, I think that is closer to what we are, that we are beyond this current body. Exactly. Yeah. I got the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I feel the more we have that real deep knowing that we are more than just this physical body, and the magic happens within the light body. Exactly. So I love that you had that dream. Thank you for sharing that. And, it's interesting because Kathleen's had a dream as well. I want to just do a couple of cards though on Marie's experience, because I feel that I feel that this year it's going to be all about the light body, the Merkaba, and bringing it through and really solidly connecting it through into this gift of a physicality. Because sometimes I know you think, our body can be a curse when we have to do the day-to-day things or something comes up, but it's actually the whole experience for our beautiful soul and spirit body to have is this physicality. So, Page of Pentacles, I love it. So this is actually, for me, when I see this card, it's something new coming in that we're learning, but it's happening bit by bit. So it's like it's not being dumped on us. So it's experiencing this new and learning from it as well. So, okay, I've got another one here that wants to come out. Is it you or is it the one next to you? This one. Beautiful. So 4 of Wands, to me, this is a very safe place where we live. It's a community, but it's also feeling safe within our house. And we could think of our physical body as our house, and the joy that is beyond this as well, that we then experience in the physical. So these cards are really confirming, I feel, what you experienced, Marie. So yes, and it's the Fool. So it's taking us through into a whole new way of being, and we have to have faith. It's like we'll go through these initiations and through things that emotionally might not feel fantastic, but we have to have that faith to know that we have everything we need. See, the Fool has the little backpack, has the little white dog, which, is that pureness, the spirituality, and they're just jumping off the ledge. So I think this is exactly what we're all going through, into this new realm of experiencing our spirit as a physical being.
Now I sometimes think it's you freezing, but it's probably me freezing. I don't know.
No, you're not freezing.
Aren't I? Oh, okay. Are you freezing?
I'll check my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi's fine, so we'll see what happens. If it keeps happening, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just see you coming in and out and spinning wheel and then black and then it comes out. But that's happened before, and then I've gone to see if it was actually me in the show afterwards, and it wasn't. It was me. It was, I don't know. So
okay. All right.
Sorry about that. Who knows? I've got full Wi-Fi.
Let us know, guys, if either of us are actually, dropping in and out. That'd be really cool. So neither is freezing to me. Yeah, no one's freezing to me either.
So weird.
So it's weird. There we go. There goes the energy. So
yes.
Thank you. That's great. Oh, Kim's on. Hi, Kim. Lovely to see you here. So Kathleen's dream.
Okay. So the dream was shot 4 times in the stomach, the solar plexus. The guy on the skateboard coming down the hill said, "This is for what you people did in Iraq." Tried to call 911 and was calling 411 information. Paramedics came.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful dream, Kathleen. Ooh, Kathleen, again, I'd love to know what your interpretation of that was, so that, because our soul or our brain knows the archetypes for us that we will understand. So, I mean, it's fairly solid. That's fairly straightforward in a way, isn't it? So, because when we look at solar plexus, to me, the solar plexus is our area of power. So that's our power center. And if you shot 4 times, 4 to me is foundational. I'll have a look up as well, just to see with Betty Bethard's numbers what she says. But I've always seen 4 as a balance of energies with a partner or growing in perfect balance. So 4 times into that solar plexus area, and shooting someone is, are we losing energy from there? So I'd love to know. Okay, so Kathleen, I'll just pop this up so we know what Kathleen's saying.
Yes, her response was the same night after you did the reading for me last week with the Tower card and saw butterflies, etc.
Oh, interesting. So let me just see if I can see if she's got shooting here. No, she hasn't. So, yeah, so what I'm getting with that as well is that there's an empowerment process that's going on for you. Now, the fact that and I love that it was after that beautiful reading, because like I said, it's for everyone as well, but it was perfect that you were the person that had it. And a guy on a male, so masculine, on a skateboard coming down the hill. So something moving quickly. So downhill, is that the right way to be going? Let's have a look and see.
And I did look up skate in the book, and it came up. It says if on roller skates or ice skates, which are not. So I just ignored that little bit. It's about working on bringing balance back into your life. If you are sliding, which a skateboard tends to do, you're not dealing with a situation, letting things slide.
And going down is what's considered the wrong way. So I feel this is your turning point for you to maybe have a look. And if the paramedics came, it means there's help there for you. So tap into, ask. And I would do this exactly what the title of today's show is. I would ask for help in general, not thinking, oh, I have to ask for help around this or that. Actually be open, really open, and ask for help around it and see what comes through for you. Because, the fact that Tower card came up, there's a transition happening for you. There's some change happening, and it could be internal. Tower cards don't necessarily mean there's something happening in your real life. But when the internal shift happens, then your real life changes. So to me, I would be asking myself the question, who am I giving my power away to? Where do I need to be more empowered? And just start with those questions and just do a little bit of contemplation with that, and maybe even ask for that aspect of you to come up so you can talk with it and just, see what's going on. So that's a little bit of home play for you to do, Kathleen. But definitely ask for help before you go to sleep.
And it's funny because she did say, I tried to call 911, which is help. You're reaching out for help. So, and then you ended up calling 411. I love how dreams do this. It's like,
I know, so clever.
Right. Yeah, you need to ask for more information, and more information will appear for you if you do. Whatever that will be will help the situation to move you into that place where Marie was talking about. It's just fun.
Fabulous. And look, again, I really believe that these dreams, if people share them so that we can all ask the question. I'm just going to keep asking for help before I go to sleep at night, because, like I said, I did that the last couple of nights, and I'm going to I will share a dream with you. I don't do it often, but it was quite profound. And I've had a huge week. So my brother passed away a week and a bit ago in Perth, where I'm in Queensland. And it was interesting because I wasn't sure whether to go back or not for it. There was a few things going on. And so yesterday I'd had a beautiful weekend catching up with friends for a birthday that I haven't seen for like 15 years. It was magical. And so my friend that I drove up with, she came back with me, and we sat down and I said, right, I need some help. So we did some cards. I did some kinesiology, and it was so fascinating because as I worked through all the questions I had, it actually came to the point where I went, well, what does God want me to do? And straight away it was, yes, you go back. It's not about you at this point in this situation. I went, oh, and my friend said, I'm really surprised you just didn't ask that first up. And she said, I know what you're like. And I went, I'm a human as well. I had to go through all my emotional stuff first. So it's okay to do that. So I got the message in the end. And it just felt so right. Everything eased for me. But then I did ask for help last night before I went to sleep. And I had it was a nightmare, literally. And I was in London or somewhere living. And then there was these young people after me. And I was going, this is weird. So they took me into a hospital, and there's so much going on. But then they said, well, you have to have surgery. You have to have lower abdomen surgery and major surgery. And I was going, and I met the anaesthetist and I met the surgeon, and I said to them both, no, this doesn't feel right. I'm not doing this. So I ran off. And then they were all trying to follow me. And I overheard them saying, oh, she's in the game, so we can get her and we'll get lots of points, and all of this sort of thing was going on. And I went, oh, so this is like a life game that they're playing with me. Now I know that I'm fine. So I turned around and I went back to them and I glared at them. And it was interesting, Catholic. No, it was Marie that talked about the blue body. I actually saw and felt my light body as I was glaring at them, and I knew it was powerful, and they got scared and ran away. So I ran off. I thought they're going to try again. But then I got the message. She's one of the few to survive. She didn't have the surgery. So she's not to be touched. And I went, I now have to warn others that this game's being played, and they can say no, and they don't have to play it. It's not, it was just, and I woke up going, whoa. So it was like, okay, remember, Marie, this is all a game, and you choose what you play, and you get to choose how you're going to create your reality, even if it doesn't feel like it when you're in those initiation moments within real life and emotions. So it was just perfect. And the message was perfect. That help was perfect for me to understand that at a deeper level. And so, Nick, you actually had something. So always, Nick has something.
That is so powerful, Marie, because it's for you to share that, because Marie shared this with me before the show, and she never talks about her dreams. She just, she's very selfless like that. But as soon as she said it, I said, I understand why you've had to tell me that dream, because I've had a dream that sent me the same message. And the powerful message between both these dreams is something that I felt we really needed to share today, to perhaps start, we're getting the tower card in a way. We're starting to turn into a whole new way of looking at things, and it's time. We're graduated from something else, and now we're moving on to something new to help build our knowledge and expand our soul here. So, yeah, I love that dream, Marie, and it's really there's so much in it for me that I could pull out, but, be interested to see, even when people reflect back on this, that and hear the words of that dream, if there might be things that they start getting in their either their real life or their dream life, into way it merges. But
Absolutely.
I had a dream where we were on a beach and it was no one around, really peaceful, quiet. We were driving along the beach and then looked up ahead and saw a small crowd of people. And I'm thinking, oh, that's unusual. We'll go and have a look and see what's going on. Went to because I always think of the beach as being the transition between like I just said it almost. I didn't even realize that, the two worlds, the awake and the asleep world. And as we came up to the crowd, someone came to me and said, it was actually a female, and she was trying to give us a ticket or, some sort of authority figure. I would have said policeman, but I just don't think that was right. Some security or something along those lines. And they're trying to give us a ticket for something that we hadn't done, that it was unjustified. It was something made up. And I thought, no, this is not real. This is not part of my reality. Nothing to do with me. You're making all of this up. It was like I was really clearly seeing the truth in front of me. And I thought, I don't need this. So I just turned away, drove off in the car, driving uphill, about to drive uphill, and then looked back and we saw two elephants step into the crowd. And I thought, and that was the end of the dream. Just simple as that. And with Marie's dream, and I thought, I reflected on it and I thought about what it meant to me, just listened first. And then I had to do a bit more research about the elephant after I thought what an elephant represents for me. And I thought, yeah, we are definitely the two dreams combined. So I don't know what that means for other people, but I got a very clear message that I get to create my reality, and I'm in a game that I choose to have it unfold the way I want it to unfold. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to say no to certain things, take back my power. So your power was, even with the gunshots in the stomach up there, and your power was the operation. My power is coming from the elephants.
Yeah.
So,
And I love that elephants are in there, because I always see them as unconditional love. And, some people say, oh, they've got long memory. They can remember back, to where they come from. So that's also another interesting aspect of it. So if anyone's got any comments on what elephants represent to them, because they're very beautiful, powerful, loving animals. So, that's amazing, not amazing. How wonderful that we are so synchronized that these dreams happen together. So, and thank you everyone for your condolences. I just know it was perfectly divinely timed with my beautiful brother. He's had some issues in life, but my mum passed about 14 years ago. And someone brought a beautiful photo to my dad with my mum and my brother side by side in front of the church before mum passed. And dad said to me on the phone, it was so beautiful. He actually posted it to my brother, and he said, and he spoke to him the night before he passed, and he forgot to ask him if he'd got the photo, because it usually takes about a week to get any snail mail from our town where I grew up to the city. And I said, Dad, it's okay. I said, as soon as I knew that my brother had left, I saw them together, and it was exactly how he described the photo. So that was my mum stepping in and saying, look, I'm going to be with my beautiful Phil. And and then it happened. And I think if you're going to go, it was so lovely. He was with my sister. All these people came out to help. Everything that could have possibly been done. If he was meant to stay here, he would have. It was his exit point, and it was perfect for him. So, I saw the divinity in it as well. So, So I just knew straight away, and I've talked to him already, and I've talked to him and mum together. And so it's like, they're still here. We don't die. We just change form. We leave this beautiful physicality and go back to where we know and who we are in truth. So, I mean, I'm really grateful I actually see things that way, because a lot of people don't, and it can be really, really painful for people. So yeah. So look, so it's actually been an amazingly big week. So, but yeah, it's all good. So
to die with grace is to die with grace on really our side. It's how we
yes,
see it. It's how we
yes.
react to it. And I did notice that above, somebody made a comment. I think it was Kim.
Let me just come back up. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm a bit slow today on these. It's okay. Yeah, so Kim, yep, that one. Was that it?
Yes, exactly.
Didn't even see that. Thank you.
Yeah. I keep having dreams where my godmother comes in the room and says, I didn't really die. I had to fake it. It's upsetting, especially when I wake up. She passed in November and I took it hard.
And Kim, you know what a beautiful grandmother that she comes to you and gives you the information. We don't die. And it's so funny. My beautiful friend Jane, the first dream I had with her in it after she'd passed, and she was only 58. I mean, ridiculous. And so young. And so I went into this room that was attached to this house, and I said, you're here, but you're dead. And she went, no, I'm not dead. And then another friend walked in and went, oh, but didn't you die a few weeks ago? She went, I'm not dead. And they were the only words she said the whole dream. And then it wasn't until I woke up and went, oh, of course she's not dead. She's just changed form and she's still fully conscious and here. And it was just such a moment of clarity. So Kim, just know your godmother is actually telling you the truth. So have you connected with her, Kim? Have you actually just sat and closed your eyes and asked for her to come through and have a chat with her? Listen, trust what you get. So she'll know how to talk with you so that you know it's her. So don't have any doubts. But I would say she's trying to show you, hey, don't be scared of leaving your body. I'm not really dead. I'm still here. I'm just through the veil. So I think that can be, and especially when you miss them in reality. Sometimes they're easier to connect with and talk with than if they're actually here in physical form, is what I find. It's like they can be there just like that. You know, you go, oh, I'll be thinking about someone that's passed over and they're there. And I go, oh, hi, I was just thinking about you. And they're going, oh, no. It's like, because our thoughts are energy and they pick up on it. So it's beautiful.
And and when they do speak to us, they're doing it without a filter. There's none of that deep emotional trauma or pain or anything like that. They're just doing it from this pure place of love. So you get a very clear message. So if you have people that have passed over and left the body and just transformed from the physical body into a light body, it's really easy to hear their messages because they're not complicated. And usually it's just a message of love because that's
Always.
They know that's the best thing for you at that time. But yeah, she didn't die. She's just transformed into something different. The energy's just shifted, you know. This cycle that we know of life, it's not necessarily a circle, it's more that spiral. And so, you know, when you see a tree and then a leaf falls off the tree on the ground and it dissolves back into the earth, it becomes part of the earth, it's technically still there. It's just in a different shape and form, you know.
Yeah.
Same way.
This is why they work with beautiful insects and animals, because they've got that subtlety of being able to work with the frequency. And so, you know, this is why butterflies will just go straight past your face, or moths, like my friend Jane sends me, will just be dropping out from everything, you know, and it's like, okay, I get the message.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, they can play with the energy and they know what will work to get the message to you. So it's beautiful. So, and Marie's got a beautiful comment here.
She says she keeps seeing artistic but simple pictures done in colour chalk, like squares, but seemed soft with oil. Not sure of the name, but the drawings were wispy, soft, calming, like birds, flowers, and similar scenes. Yes.
So Marie, is this in real life that you've actually been noticing this as a pattern coming to you, or is this in your sleep state? So just let us know. But yeah, so like you say, if it's very calming, you know, I don't know. Yeah. What are you getting from it, Marie? I'd love to know that as well. So, but in sleep. Oh, so Marie, these have actually been in your sleep state. Wow. That's beautiful. And I'd love to know the colors. You said they're pastel like, but I'd love to know your colors, because remember, our colors are often a really big message as well. So, but it sounds like nature too. So, and at the moment, as Nick was saying, nature, oh my goodness, like today, the swans came up before the show started. I saw the swans and I went, oh, do I have to go down and feed them and give them water? I went, all right, swans, if you really would love some apple and water, you do a U-turn and come back. Well, they did a U-turn and came back and came right up to my ramp. And I went, gotcha. So I went down with the water and the apple and I went, okay. So, but it was so lovely because I was walking across the grass with bare feet and down to the water, and I went, oh, who gets to do this? This is so beautiful. Why did I think that would be hard? So maybe you're getting called to connect more with nature as well, because it is very calming, and just that joy then for me just sparks within my heart when I'm around it.
The birds, the flowers, it sounds almost so corny in a way, but they've been with us forever. The flowers to me are sacred geometry, and they teach us just by simply looking at them. They have a message in there for us. So sometimes we fixate on a flower all of a sudden and we, oh, it's so beautiful. I mean, I could be surrounded by them all day. I'd love that. But there is a geometry, there's a coding in a flower that will actually spark something within you, and it's meant to be there for you. Just like you hear a bird singing, it's opening up and changing the actual structure of the plants around it in order to allow nectar out when it sings. And so imagine the frequencies that we have within us and how easily we can adapt into those when we allow it.
And I just pulled some cards on that one because I think this is for everybody with, what we're talking about. So let me just hide that. So the first card that came up was our beautiful Ten of Pentacles. Now, to me, this is abundance. This is connecting into community with lots of people or nature. It's the most beautiful, abundant card in reality. So this is I feel this is a real message for you. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's someone that actually sits and contemplates her reality and counts her blessings or see what she wants to do or be within her world. And then we get the World card. So this is something new coming through. Look at it. It's absolutely stunning. It's huge, but it's something new and beautiful coming through. So, but Eight of Cups, you might need to walk away from something that you've held on to that no longer emotionally serves you to find this new. So I love that. So all of that you've experienced, it can be telling you, hey, there's this beautiful new abundant world for you. Just allow yourself to step into it in your reality. So I love that.
Really. And it's nurturing. It's being able to nurture yourself. And what that means, it doesn't mean just having a really nice, long, relaxing shower. It's doing things that bring you joy. So perhaps that's maybe because that's very soft, the softness of the pastels, the animals that are and I noticed a comment down there that she's added on. If you bring that up, Marie. Oh my, that part of what happens, that may be part of what happens to me. I'll be getting nice scenes or animals, then in the middle get an odd picture, an angry face or something odd. I just say, nice try. No, it's gone.
And that is so in sync with everything we've talked about and the other dreams that, Nick and I have been talking about as well. It's perfect. And that's it. It's saying no. Like I had to turn around and face those young people that were, trying to get me in this game. And I was just like, no. And the energy, and I just glared at them and off they went. So I think saying no, especially for people maybe that are on this sort of show, because we're usually givers. We're usually people that try and help out too much or give away too much. And saying no can be uncomfortable. So maybe we're all just getting this little lesson of like, no, that doesn't serve me. And we don't have to justify it. It's okay. Because I think that's one of the hardest things to do is to not justify what's right for us. Because then people will find a way as well of twisting that and going, oh, yeah, but you could just do this then. So don't give away anything. Just say thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, nice try. I like that one.
Yeah. Just drop the fear of judgment from others, because that's where it's coming from. You know, we just
Yes.
and that consciousness is almost instant now. Like it's amazing. It's like, oh, you catch yourself. You go, no, I will
No.
not allow that. I do not consent to that. No, off you go.
That's it. And we don't need to be mean about it or nasty. Like
No.
I felt I did in that dream. I felt I had to be really firm. And then as soon as I saw my energy glowing around me, I went, oh, this is more powerful than just me having to do a nasty face. You know, so, and it was funny because I'd been saying, well, I'm going to bring up my dragon if I'm in situation, you know, when I go back, and it can do the work for me. So it's like remembering we have these beautiful internal protectors. So bring up your dragon, even in your dream. That's something that might be worthwhile putting in as an intention as well. I ask my dragon to come up in my dream when I'm learning these lessons or getting this perspective, to know what it feels like. So then in real life we do it and we just know it's there. So yeah, so this is great. I love that you guys share this. So, and Kim, yeah, sorry, keep going.
I was just going to say that empathy and being empathetic is something that's really important to have. It's something we're actually all achieving in a way, and it's not meaning that you're easily taken. It's more that you've overcome all those issues, and you can just be in that place of love because you know you have this incredible internal power to shift everything instantly. And that's what we're learning. We're learning that now, and we're getting these little messages.
That's right. And yes, thanks, Kim. It's true. Yeah, they're good luck as well. But absolutely. And our, you know, our ego or our trauma or our patterning, that's nowhere near as great as our beautiful internal power of spirit. So, and I feel that's something that we need to also remember. So yes, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. So, okay. So Marie's given us some colors. It's beautiful.
Okay. One was cream paper with deer and plants, flowers. Deer was more outline, pastel colours. Yes.
Okay, so let me just see if they've got cream in here. They don't have cream, but to me, when I'm running energy on people, when we do a cream color bath, it's actually detoxifying. It's actually helping to release and detoxify, especially if there's any sort of infection or whatever. So interesting, Marie, that it's cream paper and with the pastel colors, so the background being cream, it may be that you're actually being detoxified and then these beautiful, calming, healing colors are coming through. So I love that.
I just want to point out, I do remember this because I've had dreams with cream in it before and very clearly. And I thought, yes, I know it's in the book, but it's under the word cream, like the real cream.
Oh, as in cream, milk cream.
Yeah. And it's richness and opportunity, nurturing. So, you know, if it's a lotion, it's protection for the body, but it's a colour, so it's nurturing.
Yes, that's perfect. There you go. So, you know, and that's why, you know, with dreams, I think we forget to go back to basics. Sometimes it's great. Go back and look at your colours that stand out. Look at your numbers. Look at the type of people that are in the dream. I always bring it back to me first. Sometimes it is for an external situation or something higher, but always I bring it back to me because I'm the creator of my reality at the end of the day. So, yeah. So that's great. You guys, good grief. Like, do you remember when we first started, like even with Zandy, way before Nick even, and it was like, there were people who didn't understand their own archetypes or what things meant. And now look at you all. You're all pros. I love it.
And learning to take control back over it.
Yes.
You know, to not just to interpret, but to use it as a tool.
Totally.
It is. I mean, I've learned that. I've really learned that, you know, over the time. Thanks to you and Zan, it's just been quite an incredible journey. And once you can be open to just being who you are and what messages you get for yourself, and it's still great to toss it around in the group and for Marie to pull cards and see what Jazzy's got to say, and because it just helps the process even more. But wow, it's so empowering.
And it's so interesting because, you know, what will happen is people will come to you and in reality, and you might just start talking about something and you'll be able to relate it if they've had a dream or something, because you've got now all this inner knowing about it. So, for example, when I was at this beautiful birthday party, I reconnected with this beautiful girl I hadn't seen in years, and we were chatting, I told her I did. She said, what do you do? I said, oh, I do this dream show. She went, oh my God, do you know about dreams? And I went, oh, yeah, I sort of, we've done a lot of work with it. And she told me what happens for her is she gets prophetic dreams of people that are going to pass away. And I said, oh, I bet that makes you feel really guilty. And she went, oh, you have no idea. And she said, I've been doing it most of my life. And she said, and then what happens is that person often, I have to go and see them for some reason. And she said, within a short period of time, or even while I'm there, they will leave. And so she said, I feel too scared sometimes to go and see them. And I said, stop. I said, what you've got is a beautiful gift. You hold a frequency. It's like a portal. It's like a gateway. I said, I have this as well. I know I do because I'm a midwife. So I help souls coming in onto the physical plane. And I've been called into intensive care because I'm a registered nurse as well in the past, into intensive care situations or places where someone, they didn't know it at the time. And then 10 minutes later, oh, yeah, no, they're actually going to be turned off a ventilator or whatever it is. And I'm there and I know I've been called in because I have this frequency that helps them to transition. And I was saying this to her and we were talking about her grandmother and that would come through. And I said, do you listen to her? I talked to her. I said, but do you listen to her? Because her grandmother was asking for her to listen. And she went, I never thought of that. And she was in tears going, oh my God. I said, you have a gift. I said, so don't you ever not go to someone because you are helping them pass so much more peacefully with less fear and letting go easily. And she was crying, going, I needed to hear this. So you don't know when you're out in reality, when you start talking to people, don't be afraid to speak about things that maybe aren't usually spoken about, you know. So, you know, I understood my gift. So I had no fear about it. And I felt honored every time I've been able to help someone either transition back to the, you know, to the spirit world or come from spirit world into here, into this physicality. So, yeah, so it was beautiful. And I went, oh, thank goodness I could ease her, help her see her problem in a different way, that it's actually a gift. So,
yeah, no, it's important. And this is the thing we're probably going to start realizing, that we've all got a particular thing that we've been gifted ourselves and bring here in. We, you know, there's, whether it's past experience, we come here with it and we're here to help shift something, and we can only do it as each individual thing. And there's not anything better or worse than anyone else. It's just that you have that particular gift, they have that gift, and we're learning what these gifts will be.
I know. And it was beautiful because when I was speaking to her to start with, she's got an amazing business. And I said, well, tell me how you work with that. And she said, well, I'm actually quite intuitive. So I might tell people this is going to happen in like 10 years. And they're going, really, that long away? And she's going, probably about that. Sure enough, it all happens in that time frame. And I said, wow, you are really intuitive. And then we started to talk about the dreams. So it was beautiful. So yeah, Kim, you know, that's the thing. You know, what are these beautiful people that have passed, that have gone to the other side, transitioned? What are they trying to tell you? You know, what are they trying to help you with that you can then maybe help others with? Because to me, it's about being of service. If we don't share, you know, that gift, and you'll know the right timing, you know, this, and we were both getting goosebumps and she was crying. You sort of know it's divine timing when you're talking with someone and it's doing it in a way that's just, it's gentle and it's, yeah. So that's beautiful, Kim, that you actually get those sort of dreams and just know it's a gift and it's nothing to be afraid of, and you don't cause anyone to leave. It's always divinely orchestrated, and you can sometimes simply be a beautiful conduit that helps. So,
and even if you don't have the words to know what to say to someone, you are emanating everything at that frequency out to that person. And then that has a like a roll-on effect for everything else to happen. So just sometimes people don't know what to do with these things. They start getting a feeling there's something different about me that I'm starting to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow. So, should we do a little chakra meditation today, do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so and it's interesting because the card, it just dropped out as I was shuffling my beautiful chakra cards. It's just so apt for today. It's we've done it before, I think. It's number 4, it's grounding. So
Would that be the same card, Marie, that I just pulled this morning?
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
There it is. I just had it right there. I had it right there. I thought it's going to come out.
So we have, I feel that what our souls and what our beautiful higher self, our God self, whatever is, the message is ground. So it doesn't mean that we have to just be really heavy and stay ground. It's bringing through this beautiful frequency that's coming through onto the into our plane of existence, basically, and being able to allow it to integrate and to hold within our physical form. That's how I see it. Is that what you see, Nick?
Yeah. An additional thing is also that it gives us our support mechanism.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So, but I'm going to throw these up before we do it, because I think that's so real, and it's so beautiful we're all sharing this, because you're not going to feel like you're so alone, or I'm a freak, or there's something wrong with me. So
many times I can see that someone, even strangers, are going to pass. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. And yeah, so, and Kim said the same thing as well. And it's interesting because 444, Kim was saying she's been seeing 444 numbers, are such a great little reminder of a frequency type or an energy. So let me just see. I'm just going to look up. It was so funny. My friend told me about. She said, "Oh, there's a 444 club." I went, "What are you talking about?" This was like 20 years ago. She said, "There's a 444 club. Once you see it, you can't stop seeing it, and you're part of it." And I went, "Okay," because I'd been used to seeing numbers and I hadn't seen the 444s. And then that next morning, she stayed overnight, and the next morning I got up and got in my car because I was repping at the time, driving a lot. I kid you not, my odometer was on 44444. And I think I just hit the 444 club. So let's have a look at So, there's no such thing as coincidence. We create our realities. And so 444, thousands of angels surround you at this moment, loving and supporting you. You have a very strong and clear connection with the angelic realm and are an earth angel yourself. You have nothing to fear, all is well. How perfect is that for what we're talking about? I mean, it's beautiful. So I love it. But Jasper wanted to say something before we went into the meditation. Fascinating, because what he's showing me, and he hasn't shown me this before, because he's usually he shows me sort of more deep into the universe. He's what we call a rutilated quartz, and so that tends to, I didn't know this when I first got Jasper, but now I understand why I get the experiences, or we get to share these experiences. Very intergalactic, very into that realm. Today, wow, he's showing me something, and I'm going to just have to decipher it as it comes through. He's showing me like going down into red. So there's this beautiful big pool of red color and frequency. And he's saying it's actually a vibration. And it's almost like it exists between the other realm and this realm. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. I'm just trying and articulate it. And he's saying red's actually the color that helps us to go from physicality to the other realm. It's not always light. He said, then there's gold underneath it. So this is, to me, the Christ consciousness, that frequency. Okay, so he wants me in the meditation to actually bring through so that we have a red color here up above. He's saying just below our soul chakra. Okay. With gold then. So this is fascinating. So it's not going to be a normal grounding meditation that we would normally do. This is going to be different. Thank you, Jasper. I'm a bit slow, I know. What he's saying is that helps us to then ground in this beautiful frequency through into the physical. It doesn't have to be below in our Earth Star chakra. It can actually be just here in our Soul Star chakra. So there's a whole new perspective. And he was yelling at me going, I really want to talk. So wow, it is interesting. Yeah, Kim, it's fascinating. So, well, let's just have a go. Let's just see. I'll hold Jasper and just see what comes through. And again, I'll be running energy. So, so just trust in whatever you get as well when you're sitting through the meditation. So, okay. So, sorry. I just want to have a quick look in the book, because there's always something that jumps out from the book. Number 4. Number 4. And what was the number in the dream, the amount of shots that Kathleen had? We had 4, and that's balanced in relationships, or balanced. To me, it's a foundation. Oh my gosh, this is just, I love this. It's so good. So yeah, so it's actually the Earth Star chakra, which is interesting. Yeah. So so oh my gosh, isn't it funny how as soon as you see something, you go, why didn't I get this before?
Yeah.
It's all about rebirth, deep connection to Mother Earth, nurturing, rejuvenation, vitality, animal spirit guides. And I'm deeply connected to the heart of the earth. Now, it's the heart.
That's it. Yes.
So and where does the heart could be anywhere? It doesn't. Yeah. So this is fascinating, and I feel loved and supported in my life. And with the grounding card, what it says, you have attracted this card into your world today as a sign that it's time to get grounded. Okay. So I'm just going to read what's really standing out. So affirmation is, my energy is completely grounded into the healing energy of the earth. It doesn't have to be under our feet. It can be here, which is just brilliant. So, right, let's see what comes up. Okay, so either sit comfortably, have your feet on the floor, or lay down. And if you're driving, obviously don't close your eyes, but otherwise just gently close your eyes and just let yourself come into your body. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow yourself to drop deeper and deeper into that beautiful internal universe. Another breath in. And as you breathe out, we always start with the heart. So going into wherever your heart space is within you, your heart chakra. And see, sense, or feel that powerful white light beginning to birth deep within that heart chakra. And as it expands from the center, it clears and releases any distortion, any pain, any blocks that are not conducive to love. Feel a sense of lightness beginning to flow through you as this white light then expands into the whole of your body, the whole of your being. Again, clearing and rejuvenating, balancing, until every cell is vibrating with this beautiful, powerful white light consciousness. This light keeps expanding into your energy field, your light body. Again, releasing any cords or hooks or ties that are no longer needed or serving you or others. Feel the sense of freedom that this brings. And now have the intention of connecting in with your divine source, your God self, your goddess self, your higher self, whatever you choose to call it or be connected to. And now we're just going to ask for this beautiful frequency that is coming through into this realm to come through to us with grace and ease. And have gratitude as we take in this beautiful frequency, integrate it into our whole being, physical and energetic. And as this is happening, we begin to notice a beautiful gold stream of light from the top of our chakra coming through from the other realm, the realm of spirit, of consciousness, of God. And then we see, sense, or feel a deep red color balancing through this golden light. How does this affect your body? Feel it. How is it actually helping? What are you feeling, seeing, or sensing coming through now from your oversoul, from source, into your light body, into your energy field? And as this begins to integrate for you, notice how easily you actually ground it through into your physicality. And as this happens, your light body begins to expand more and more, bringing through a sense of higher consciousness, a sense of gifts being opened, a sense of peace. And just know that this connection is always here now. And so as a new frequency comes through, with ease and grace, it is integrated into your physicality and then out into this earth. And just thank our divine essence, thank ourselves for the beautiful work that we do to remember who we truly are. And let this flow outwards to all who need it. Then when you're ready, just gently bring yourself back into the here and now. Gently wiggle your toes. Feel that expansion within yourself. And allow yourself to gently open your eyes. Nick, how was that?
Oh, it's beautiful. Thanks, Marie.
Yeah, it's just a whole nother new concept or way of experiencing and perceiving what grounding is. To me, it's like, oh, that feels better. Goodness. Okay. So how did everyone else go? Let us know what you were feeling and seeing or sensing, because everyone will also have their own little message and gift from that. So, and again, just know you can just run that energy whenever you feel like it. If you want to have time contemplating or meditating or whatever, or just watering the garden, you can be running the energy. It's just beautiful. And if you're watching this afterwards, you will still get that hit of energy that I was running with that as well. So, yeah. So Kim, oh, that's so beautiful. So Kim, did you feel like your heart chakra was releasing something for you as well? Or was it a sense of coming home? Can you explain that? Because I love it. Yeah. And then, yeah, so.
She said, may I tell you my godmother's favourite colour was red, and it's all I can think of.
So there you go. There's your message, my love. That's, and that's sometimes all we need to take from it is that. Oh, okay, they're still around. They're still here. It's a connection. So, Christina, okay, so this was emotional for people. Beautiful. So, Christina, can you tell me what it was that you felt maybe was you were receiving or have leaving or shifting or whatever? It'd be really beautiful to know if you can get, that little insight from it. So yeah, so do you know
I had an image of her red carpet when I was walking on it.
So, and that's beautiful grounding in as well, isn't it? So, yeah. So, I was getting goosebumps with that too. So we know there's a divine truth in this. So it's really beautiful.
And Marie up high said when the red was added, she felt a warmth through her body, felt grounded above and below.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I love this because I wouldn't have done this unless I was here with all of you and had this. It's really been leading up to this, hasn't it, today, with all of the dreams we've had and the experiences we've been having in life. And I've never thought of that as a perspective. So I love this. It's like grounding through from another realm into our whole energy bodies. And like the top of my head's really a bit tingly and hot at the moment as well.
Yeah.
So,
So do you remember I asked Jasper that question about the light spectrum? And I've been trying to get my head around it, and I think it was very hard for me to explain. And I think that was just a perfect example of where we're headed, that I felt that the colours are not what we see them, as in there was something extra. And I just feel that because when you were running that, I straight away went into a red colour and was like, it was balanced with this white light around it as well.
Yep.
And bringing in the gold. But I actually felt, I know it sounds weird, but I felt like I was the centre of Earth. I was
And
the
that's
heart.
what I'm saying. You were the heartbeat, of course. I mean, well, they say that the frequency of Earth, our heart, when it's at that same frequency, that's when everything is easy. Like, we do bring through this beautiful frequency without the light body symptoms that can come up physically for us. Absolutely. So that's perfect. It's a beautiful way to describe it. So yeah, wow.
It's
So
great to have. Yes. And Marie, I know we're
yes, we're close to finishing.
Yeah. Next week. The question I'd like to ponder is like to ask Jasper as well and everybody else about how they view the progress that we've made up through this time to where we are now, and just some comments about it.
Okay, that's a great idea. So yeah, and it can be on what's happening in our world around us, you know, what's going on, or it can be what's happening within our life, what we've seen shift and change, or our perspective on things, or our reaction or non-reaction to things now that we might have had before, or our emotions. Like for me, I know I'm much more free with my emotions. I'm not afraid of them anymore. So, you know, anything. I think that's a great question, Nick. Yeah, really good question. And so do you want to read Marie's comment? Because I think this really
it's different, like music, it's been changed. Yes. Yeah, there's something I feel through Marie about that. Yes. And just like Marie felt warm, and I was laying in petals of red roses and really comforted, at ease and grounded too. I agree with that, Christina.
Perfect. It's beautiful. So yes, so you know, isn't it wonderful? So everyone on here, all you guys as well, and Nick and Jasper, we are bringing through a new way of experiencing our life here, and more connected in to the beautiful part of who we truly are. So to me, that's just magic. I love it.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for being with us. You're so loved. And and thank you, Nick, for being here as well. Really beautiful.
Lovely to see everybody. Lots of love to you all.
Bye.
Bye.